Acting Vice Chancellor, members of Council, Principal Officers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. The program we said 12, it's not 12, but I just thought I should make this explanation. Ordinarily, we should have started immediately after the service, but we understand that the lecturer, Founders Day lecturer, is on his way here. He arrived from Abuja a while ago and is on his way here. I crave your indulgence, please. Thank you. Theatre arts students, please return.
Thank you very much. Every camera comes. What is your opinion? Now we'll make sense. sorry. Tell them, say we go stop streaming the door. I think we will stop streaming now. With the lights, we can still project. They can still project now. Why are they asking this one?
The Pro-Chancellor, Chairman of the Governing Council of our great university, Honorable Dr. Sonny Cook, OFR, the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Lillian Salami, ably represented by the Deputy Vice-Chancellor of Administration, members of the Governing Council of our university, principal officers, provost, deans and directors, the Founders Day lecturer, Engineer Dr. Ismail Mohammed, illustrious alumni of our great university here present, staff and students, including students of the staff schools, Your Excellencies, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. A quick security tip here. Should there be an emergency, then we need vacate this auditorium. We are pleased to move gently, not in a stampede, to my right-hand side, the open field on my right-hand side, which is your left-hand side. And for conveniences, they are located and could be accessed from either side of the auditorium as you step out. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is therefore my pleasure to welcome you to this special 52nd Founders Day lecture of our great university, the University of Benin. Pro-Chancellor, Chairman, Governing Council, without wasting much time, may I now respectfully invite the acting Vice-Chancellor to present the Vice-Chancellor's address. Please put your hands together.
They all come and go, or just these people are put around.
Good afternoon, everybody. Chancellor and Chairman of Governing Council, members of the Governing Council of the University of Benin, principal officers of the University of Benin, distinguished alumni of the University of Benin, students of the University of Benin, ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. I bring you warm greetings from our Vice-Chancellor, Professor Lilian Imwetinya Salami, who's unavoidably absent. It gives me, and this, she sent her address because she's unavoidably absent. She would really have loved to be here because, the university is very dear to her heart. But she couldn't. So she gives, this is the address, which she says, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to this special gathering at the Founders Day ceremony of our great institution. The University of Benin has indeed come a long way. What started as an institute in 1970 has blossomed to become a renowned institution of higher learning, of great reckoning among the community of universities worldwide. The management of the university, under my leadership, is determined to build and sustain the already established standards while pursuing major and far-reaching accomplishments. Many of the accomplishments are already clearly visible. For this, we are immensely grateful to God Almighty and to all who are committed to a greater unity. Therefore, on behalf of the Governing Council, management, staff, and students, I felicitate all the stakeholders of the event project on the occasion of the university's 52nd anniversary. We are grateful that the school has produced high class in various fields of learning since the graduation of the first set of students. The school has grown in leaps and bounds and has served as a grooming ground for high-level manpower, as well as future leaders of our country. I commend the staff who have upheld the standards all these years through their commitment to excellence and dedication to duty. I also praise the students who have made themselves amenable to learning. Quite impressive and encouraging also is the zeal with which our alumni who have continued to place the trail within and outside the shores of this country have supported the school's advancements by partnering with the university to improve the infrastructure base. They have consistently made contributions as well to the academic growth of their alma mater. The University of Benin, on its part, is poised to play its role in ensuring steady development and adequate motivation of staff and students by providing the right environment that is conducive to teaching and learning. introduction, express the appreciation of the university to the lecturer of this Founders Day and illustrious alumnus in whom we are proud, Engineer Dr. Ismail Mohammed. Executive Director, Central Technical Services, NNPC Exploration and Production Limited, who will be speaking on the topic, Bridging the Funding Gap in Nigerian Universities, Industry, Academia, Synergy to the Rescue. There is no doubt that this topic is apt, as it is coming at a time when universities are expected to think outside the box in the task of ensuring that the system stays afloat, especially with the dwindling funding from our principal. I have no doubt that with the pedigree of the lecture, you will do ample justice to the topic. Finally, I salute all who have made and are making their marks in promoting the dreams and ideals of the founding fathers of our great university. It is gratifying that their legacies are strengthened beyond measure and that things only get better in the years ahead. I enjoy everyone to pay special attention to the lecture, as the takeaways are bound to assist the education system to overcome its current challenges. God bless us all. Professor Lilian I. Salam, the chairman of the Committee of Vice Chancellors of all federal universities, and the Vice Chairman and the Vice President of all the Vice Chancellors of all African universities.
Thank you, Madam Acting Vice Chancellor. Please forgive me. There was an oversight. The national anthem and the Union anthem. Please rise for those two items. Respectfully invite the Chairman of the Governing Council, the Pro-Chancellor, to present his address. Mr. Chairman, please put your hands together.
students who we are here for. I won't take too much time, only to say that when this great university was founded 52 years ago, there were only 6 universities. I mean 10, at the most 10, but 6 universities. This is the 6th one. And after that, the number has risen to over 200, mostly private universities. And the last ranking, the university was ranked 6th. Which means that we will not pass, we will not fail, and we will not live. But I can tell you that most of the universities, a lot of universities founded about the same time, dropped to 30, 40 and more. And therefore, Benin is holding its head high. And it is our hope that our founders will be very happy that we have kept the flag flying. Today is a commemoration of their great foresight. And that foresight is something we must all live and ensure that we meet and excel. The Founders' Day is important to celebrate, because every day, every year that God gives us life, we must thank God for it. And like the saying goes, if you don't thank God for what He has done, you are worse than an animal. Because God has given you so many things, and then you not show gratitude. We will, in the council, will continue to ensure that we maintain standards. We also make sure that the most important people, the stakeholder in this place are the students. At the end, we shall be measured by the quality of the students we produce. And I can already see quality today. Chief Richard is an SA. That is the height. And I think the University of Benin probably has more SAs than any university in Nigeria. But I can assure you that the University of Benin also has more fellows of the Academy of Medical Sciences than any other university. So it's not the bias at all. Don't mind them. Ladies and gentlemen, let's sit down and listen to this beautiful lecture by another distinguished alumnus from the oil sector. And I'm not surprised that our alumni are making waves in the oil sector, because we are an oil producing area, and we must keep our eyes on our produce and ensure that we get as much as possible from the possible. And Professor Mohammed, we can't wait to hear from you. There is no doubt that the funding of the universities cannot be handled by the university, by the government. And the private sector will have to cooperate, particularly at the time now that we do not know, that the government clearly knows that they can't pay for it. We need to get the private sector to come together and provide scholarships and bursaries and other things. But I won't preempt here. But I know that we will hear a fantastic lecture from him. And at the end, we know that the NNPC Exploration and Drilling Company will drop some major things for us. It's not a fraction. When NNPC talks, they talk in trillions, we are talking billions. So just give us that billion fraction. That's all we need. Thank you very much. Have a very
Please put your hands together again for the Pro-Chancellor. Thank you, sir. As we approach the climax of this commemoration, It is now my pleasure to invite the university's orator, Professor Mike Berale, to introduce the Founders Day lecturer. Professor Mike, please.
Thank you very much, Madam Piaro. Respectfully invite our guest lecturer, Engineer Dr. Ismail Usman Mohammed, to please step forward. And face the audience. Your wife is looking at you and she's smiling. Chairman of Council, Madam Vice Chancellor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I present Engineer Dr. Ismail Usman Mohammed, an untainted, distinguished ambassador of the University of Benin, a purebred alumnus of this great citadel of scholarship, Bachelor of Engineering, University of Benin, Masters of Engineering, University of Benin, Doctor of Philosophy, PhD, University of Benin. All from the Department of Petroleum Engineering. Executive Director, Central Technical Services, NNPC Exploration and Production Limited. Engineer Dr. Ismail Mohammed here is from Maiduguri, Borno State, Nigeria. Our guest lecturer is a seasoned performer with over 30 years of expertise, competencies, and vast experience in the upstream business of the Nigerian oil and gas industry. Over the years, he has held a plethora of positions within the country Apex Oil and Gas Corporation, the NNPC, including Superintendent, Production Chemistry Laboratory, Superintendent of all NPDC fuel stations. He also superintended the first NPDC offshore on FPSO Jamestown, the precursor to FPSO Mistral in OML 119. He was also the Deputy Manager, Production Operations, overseeing the activities in OML 65 and 111. He was Deputy Manager, NPDC Seplat Joint Ventures Operations in 2010, and later became the manager OMLs 4, 38 and 41 under the NPDC Seplat Joint Ventures arrangement. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the success story of NPDC Seplat Joint Venture will not be written without the immeasurable contributions of Engineer Ismail Mohammed from the forming stage to the present stage and the future. The formidable impression which Engineer Dr. Ismail Mohammed in these diverse roles as an international petroleum engineering expert, astute administrator and brilliant manager of resources resulted in his appointment and elevation to key positions in NPDC and covered the duties of the Executive Director, Asset Management Division, NPDC from 2019 until his confirmation in 2020. In these diverse roles, his forward-looking and productive tendencies with a vision that is universal and an approach that is constructive, combining thoughts and actions were deployed in leveling whatever challenges he faced. Suffice to say that the success story of the exploration campaign by Frontier Exploration Services, a business unit of NNPC Limited, in the Coliban River of the Benin Trough cannot be written without mentioning our guest lecturer's name, who ensured that the rig was effectively and efficiently deployed for Mr. President to formally spur in the Kolmani River. Well, too, he also participated in overseeing the drilling of the other wells in Kolmani field. His outstanding professional and personal qualities, combined with his strong sense of leadership, competence and effectiveness, culminated in the top brass of the NNPC management recommending him for appointment to the position of Executive Director, Central Technical Services, NNPC Exploration and Progression Limited, a position he holds to date. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Engineer Dr. Ismail Mohammed is amiable but firm with high sense of honesty and integrity. A true professional, he is a very resourceful person who has presented papers on petroleum engineering studies and other topics at various fora around the world. And he is happily married with children. Madam Vice Chancellor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is this gentleman with sterling qualities and credentials of a seasoned petroleum engineer, described by his peers as a rare good man. A personification of the Union spirit of excellence and perfection, distinguished alumnus of the University of Benin, Engineer Dr. Ismail Mohammed, that I now humbly request to deliver the 52nd Founders Day lecture titled Bridging the Funding Gaps in Nigerian Universities, Industry, Academia Synergy to the Rescue. Guest lecturer.
University of Benin, right from when we grew up from the Midwest to Benin State to Edo State, and I can tell you right from when I never dreamt that I would come down here to pursue my academic career here. For months I did, but even when I was young in primary school, I'm always, I don't know why, I kept reading about the great Benin kingdom. And maybe God propelled me towards here, and for that I will say thank you, and Oba Without much ado, I would like to just start the lecture. I did know that what I would say is I'm very much grateful for the founders who did me fit to deliver this honors lecture. It's not easy, but I say, okay, I will not disappoint, because University of Benin has never disappointed, so I will not be the first, neither the last, to say I will disappoint. So I'm here, and we shall all listen as we go through this presentation together. The topic, bridging the gap, bridging the funding gap in Nigeria, universities, industry, academia, and what we need is the synergy to the rescue. As you have heard all the citations about me. So this is what I would like to say is, standing on the existing protocol, I would like to start by saying the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the governing body, Honorable Dr. Sonny F. Kuku, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Mrs. Salami I. Lillian, who is ably represented here by the Acting Vice Chancellor, Professor Vice Chancellor, the Registrar, the Brother, the Librarian, the Council members, Deans and Directors, members of the Senate, staff members, students, gentlemen of the press, and indeed my brother that came from far, from my group from Port Harcourt, from very far. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Once again, I would like to say I'm particularly honored to be invited to deliver this paper on the above subject in a time when education at the tertiary level is undergoing some challenges occasioned by massive lecturer union, that is the Academic Staff Union of Universities, going on strike and some supposed to be union joining them. I suppose this cannot be at a better time to critically reflect on these challenges and offer some useful suggestions. The ASU just returned from a prolonged strike, bothered around inadequate funding. As much as I agree with the need for better funding of our universities, we must find alternatives to strikes and indeed funding requirements in a view to ending these frequent strikes in our universities. I believe this is the basis to which this subject is very auspicious and of interest contemporary. As you all know, education is the foundation for a great future, and we cannot be satisfied until the university offers our young population the required skill sets for the development of this country. Nigeria's best chance of discovery and the development is tied to our deliberate effort in the investment in human capital, which the University of Benin has continued to do since from late Dr. Samuel Agobidia, who laid the foundation of this. However, we all know that we are in a precarious situation now. Our main source of income is affected by low oil production and low oil prices. This is global trend. Nigeria, as the largest oil producer on the African continent, suddenly went down. The production became very low due to so many challenges, and of course we are affected by apart from the pandemic, also the low oil price. And of course, all these things are tied to whatever we're doing in this country, as the oil sector is the largest revenue earner for the nation. So it has been difficult to make critical investment in our tertiary institutions with tertiary education with low receivables coming from the government. Therefore, there is need to seek for alternative funding for our universities to remain relevant and competitive. It is clear that the universities are in bad state, to put it mildly, which we all know is more than that. The critical infrastructure for teaching and learning, of course, is grossly inadequate. The classrooms are overcrowded due to increase in enrollment. The libraries, laboratories are obsolete and dysfunctional. Lecturers, of course, poor remuneration is the key here. And this is limiting the capacities for them to deliver the cutting-edge research required for the ever-dynamic knowledge environment. Nigeria, we love education. That's why everybody struggles to go to university. You see people sitting for JAM 3-4 times just to get admission. In other countries, that's not the case. So, what is it? We must address these challenges confronting tertiary institutions, education, from its root cause, so we may be able to find a lasting solution. I just use this to show you, I don't know, it's not too clear here. It's comparison between what is obtained in UK and what we have in our Nigerian universities environment. You see students, some people through the window, some are sitting on the floor, some are, we all know this. I remember Professor Osodeke. Most of his remarks, you see him emphasizing on some of those things. And when you compare it with the Western world, you can see we even have some empty chairs, spaces for people to sit. It's rather pathetic. Now, Nigeria has a national policy on education, and the national policy on education in Nigeria is a statement of government goals, regulations, anticipations, expectations, requirements, and standards to ensure quality delivery of education in Nigeria. That's the statement we have on Nigeria and the policy on education. Now, the policy on university education is part of the policy on tertiary education, which can be stated as follows: contribute to the national development through high-level, relevant manpower training, develop and inculcate proper values for the survival of the individual and society, develop the intellectual capability of individuals to understand and appreciate their local and external environments, and many other laudable policies, too many to enumerate here. Certainly we have laudable objectives for our tertiary education, but then what are the challenges? Within the context of the government, objectives for tertiary education, universities are primarily set up to function and provide teaching, research, community services. Therefore, the universities must provide a conducive environment to actualize these core objectives as set out by the federal government in its policies. At the foundation of these challenges, as we grow through the system, I remember our founding fathers, when they tell you how they went to school, even at the University of Benin here, you, I, and others, you'll be wondering whether it was not something written by late Professor Chidyo Achebe, where you have hall porters, you have cleaners, you don't wash, you have everything given to you, you have the cafeteria system, meal tickets, and so on. It's quite nostalgic, and you will not appreciate this. It's like showing a child of 15 years the normal dialing, the normal fixed telephone now with the years. He will be asking you, how do you operate this? I've seen it somewhere. And that is it. Now, the onus is on us to ensure that we provide solutions to our challenges. And this is what we are addressing. Now, what are the key challenges? We can identify the key challenges to our tertiary education as, of course, primarily inadequate funding, inadequate faculty members, lack of functional and state-of-art laboratory equipment, an increase in student enrollment, among others. Enrollment is proportional to our population growth. Of course, you remember during the 80s there was boom in childbirth, and this is the effect we are facing, and for this we must, but it looks like we are not ready, we did not plan for this explosion. Permit me to express my thought on some of these challenges. Now, the key challenges we have, in 1979, Ozigi and Kamhan posited that no organization can carry out its functions effectively without adequate financial resources at its disposal. This is often the game changer, of course. If you have not fund to do anything, it's really going to bring you down. It's a showstopper for development. Now, the advent of private universities has clearly shown the role of adequate funding. As private universities came up, you see how they are funding them, and the gap started to widen. Dreadful situation requires radical solutions. The era of cheap tertiary education, just as I said, nostalgically, I know our founding fathers here know that. We are not saying the government, we are not holding fault for them, but it is indeed clear that the government alone cannot adequately fund our tertiary education. For this, we must develop innovative means to augment funding from the government. In my opinion, we must look beyond, the universities must look beyond government subventions. We can't wait for that. We must aggressively pursue grants from corporate organizations, establishment of professional chairs, fully funded by corporate bodies or individuals who find benefits for research outputs. Our consultancy units must be refocused to develop fit-for-purpose solutions to industrial problems. And what we need, and which is key to, is competitive fees needs to be adopted. It's not easy, it's a touchy issue because the level of poverty and so on, but you can't run away from it. You must do it so that you remain focused. If you can go to universities private and pay millions, why don't you just try and base? It's not easy, but a solution will come. There are several models that have worked elsewhere. In other countries like Western world, they provide loans to indigenous students, payable upon graduation. I've heard people meeting this idea. So these loans are payable in most countries, especially in the Western world, UK and the United States in particular. Now we can study these models and adapt them to our situations. Alternatively, government and corporate bodies should be encouraged to institute scholarships, programs for smart skills like many organizations are currently doing. The oil industry still provides scholarships, but needs to be tinkered so that it's refocused, and we see the result to be very effective. Now, part of the corporate social responsibility in our organization, in my organization, is we provide scholarships to students in higher institutions, particularly students in our areas of operations, which we call them host communities, and others as well. and other forms of scholarships we provide to people that are affected, we affect their lives. The universities must be allowed to charge competitive fees, just as I said, so that the lecturers can be able to provide world-class teaching and learning environment. Now, the inadequate, the funding is so pathetic that there has been some 10% in the share of education and national budget from 2009 to 2018 in Nigeria, which is below the UNESCO United Nations Education Society that it recommends about 26% minimum of national budget. I've illustrated this using some tables. We just passed. When you look at it, we are just 5.3%. as against 26. So we are not even up to a quarter of it. That's 1/5. And when we compare this, the allocated budget with other third world countries, you can see some third world. I've seen Nigerians going to Uganda studying. They're going to Ghana. They're going to Togo, Benin Republic. So what's wrong? Why don't we do it here? And you pay in hand-earned currency. They don't accept neither. That's so pathetic. So with this, you can imagine the decay in our tertiary education and the multiple industrial actions leading to disruptions of academic activities in our universities. In our spending, in terms of the percentage of GDP, as I said, we just have about 5.1 compared to other countries like Honduras, 25%, Kiribati, 19%, El Salvador, 18%, Republic of Congo, Morocco, Sao Tome and Principe, common Sao Tome and Principe here, just in the ocean, not far from us here, Cameroon, Vietnam, Lesotho, Sudan, Bangladesh, Zambia, Angola. Interestingly, all these countries, they came to Nigeria for help, seeking for help, one way or the other those days. None of them. It is interesting to note that even the United Arab Emirates, the Dubai that people flock to now, they came here looking for loans in those days. And we helped them. Our attitude has also led them to start blocking this, unfortunately. Now, one of the problems we have is dearth of faculty members. And this is associated with brain drain. And this concerns have been raised over the inadequate members of faculty, number of faculty members in our various institutions, which affects the quality of education, the educational system in this country. You need to see some of these Nigerians that left and are teaching in some of those people. You will marvel. In fact, some of the best doctors, as just with due respect to Honorable the Professor that has said, best doctors, best lawyers around the country and outside are product of University of Benin. I think one of the major challenges we have here, not only because once the institution fails, especially the educational system, you are faced with many of the problems and the associated problems that come out of it, particularly the security. Now, if we don't have security challenges, I believe people will still remain here. We are resilient, but the security challenges and other things, because we have been made to fend for ourselves. You provide water for yourself, you provide everything, and for these people go out to where they can get it easily and sleep with their eyes and even their ears closed. Here you don't even, those days you will sleep with one eye open, but now you sleep with everything open. believe me. Now, the future of every university lies with its think tanks. If this prominent or these people lead this country, the professors and the think tank, and if they continue to lead, how are we going to build a dynamic society that will lead to progressive and sustained development? There is crisis in the recruitment and retention, of course, due to even attrition, staff attrition. People retire these days. How do we replace them? If you have even recruitment issue and then you have retention issue, so definitely the attrition will be so much. And this is what is being reflected here. You see a lecturer handling hundreds, or if it depends on the department, quite a number of students per lecturer. There are many other contributing factors, including relatively low pay, of course, which is one of the major criteria. Increased workload, of course, when you are few, the workload will increase, and then poor working conditions as it continues to escalate. These are causes of the frequent ASU strikes over the years, and the government has placed ban largely due to limited budgetary allocations. As I said, the receivables are not there to cater for everything. And this has led to shortage of professors and academic staff members. Many of the universities have lost accreditation of certain courses, while others are just given entry accreditation by the National Universities Commission due to their professors and enough academics for certain programs. This is quite a challenging time, and certain solutions must be developed to bridge this shortage. The university must seek support, particularly from companies in their catchment areas, to fill this gap in a short time. There are professionals in various companies who can support the teaching staff pro bono. And I think the universities, based on the policies between these companies and whatever the policies, they should sit down and look at it so that they can come and give lectures pro bono. Maybe when we sit with them, all of us will find solutions to that. It will help a lot. These people have requisite experience, many years of industrial experience. I will give you an example in Benin here. The NEPL, NNPC Exploration and Production Limited, NNPC Energy Services Limited, known as NSAF, which is the former IDSL that you know. These are subsidiaries of NNPC that they can take advantage of supporting one or two courses with faculty members to bring about industrial experience to bear on our students and complement the knowledge base. In fact, when students come to us, those days when I was in charge of some of these flow stations and others, and even those that passed through us, many have come to meet me and say, "Thank you, sir. What you taught us, that was what made me pass this exam." So the interview, where they are ever grateful. One came with his mother. I was moved to tears because I never expected that. There are a lot of experience because the academics provide you the theories and others, but the reality, the practical experience, which the universities pursue through the COS system, is also a very good one, and we will continue to maintain it. Now, we need not to be rigid on some of these conditions. Both the university and the industry must relax some of the conditions to meet up this relationship by who will come to give pro bono lectures and so on. That's why I say it's with respect to the policies of both institutions or organizations. Several intervention agencies have been formed by the federal government to supplement, just to cater for inadequacies in funding recovery. These are some of them. The TED Fund, that is the Education Trust Fund, the PTDF, Petroleum Technology Development, ETF, National Content Development Management Board, and so many others. We also agree that a lot needs to be done to the level of decay in the university system in Nigeria. It is critical to attract funds to the university through endowment, launching of appeal funds, and honorary degrees. Many institutions of higher learning often establish endowment funds, which where rich students assist in development of quality education. I remember there is this very wealthy man from my place. He went and donated so much to Harvard University, which you are all aware is in the papers. I read it. So he was taken up, and today he's doing quite a lot around the university. You need to see what he's doing. He's spending millions of dollars, and there is need for this universities like Benin. He doesn't have particular, yes, he will assist. So some of this, you will need to reach out to some of these big guys to help us. We may receive donations through the alumni, philanthropists quite about, some sponsors, some pay school, they pay tuition fee to the students that you may not know. Foundations that are there, that help coming from all over the world. They can be used to support these many aspects of the university activities across our faculties and departments. Many universities in developed countries survive such donations. We must intensify effort in the form of endowment. Now, in UK, I just brought this slide to show you. Look at what we have here. In the Oxford, UK, Oxford and Cambridge topped the list of endowment donation in 2019 to 2020. Oxford alone brought in £150 million in endowment. That is by the Higher Education Statistics Agency. This is where we got this. £150 million. Imagine you give that to the University of Benin. So, we also need to research. University research is a vital building block of the nation's research and development enterprise. Research funding is an essential part of conducting research, which might be very important for getting instruments or equipment for the departments or faculties. I can tell you a lot of things have been done. I remember MPDC supplied JD, did quite a lot of the petroleum engineering department, a lot of things, and we will continue to do. This will enable the university to secure a research grant. And securing a research grant is a matter of prestige for a researcher and helps in the advancement of the career of individuals. So individuals should seize that opportunity to be able to get that. This will attract attention in turn, leads to greater institutional visibility and reputation. If you are not known over, you cannot just be hidden and expect to be known. Even fire needs to emit smoke to be noticed somewhere. As the university becomes known for its research in certain fields, they become magnets for students, faculty grants, and even media coverage. Now, the university can form research clusters and undertake research for big organizations like oil firms. The institution should converse for research collaboration with big industry to solve industry challenges. In the medium and long term, the university can consider the prospect of university spin-offs. I don't know whether the university has ever thought of. There was a lot of bidding for oil prospective licenses. Imagine the University of Benin has just a marginal fee. Maybe 1 year they will say school fees waived to students because when they declare profit and dividends. I don't know, you need to check that so that look at the policy. I don't think there is anything stopping the university from participating in the bidding rounds. When you go to some Western world, I know
When you go to Texas, I know they have oil fields. We have resources in-house, and in partnership with like-minds outside the environment, we can actualize this venture, and if successful, we provide sustainable stream of income to the university. For this, launching and appeal funds have been an important area used for fundraising in higher institutions around the world. This should be highly publicized. You need to publicize, you need to make noise. You have the goal, you sound it through various media outlets, either in the print or the electronic media. Even the alumni groups can be involved in this program. We are blessed with eminent, high people in high places that can either do personally or use their operations to attract funds to the university, particularly the University of Benin. What I would like to say is that honorary doctorate should not be just made cheap. Give it to individuals that will contribute immensely to this. If you do that, imagine maybe one of the, you say, if the multi-millionaires indicate that they can give you, they will help you out. There is nothing wrong in it. It will help. It's not into your pocket. It's used to the university. It is an opportunity to attract publicity and more. And the focus should now be to attract more donors. Now, the idea of focusing on collaboration between industry and academia is key to creating innovation, growth, and technology, because the partnerships are instrumental in university research and creating skilled workforce. The university often focuses on addressing solutions that are of commercial value, while the academia focuses on building knowledge. One is addressing solutions, while the other is academia is building knowledge through research and providing basis, because it's the baseline, it's the base you can use for anything for student education. The synergy can yield accelerated development of new breakthroughs if properly harnessed. We often seek industrial placement for our students, but lots of time are not successful because we have not built sufficient relationship with the university. This is very key. Hardly in the university, we don't build much. I remember only few departments. Some of them are quite aggressive. They will call, please, I need people. I need place for my students. But if you sign later and send it to them, they have hundreds, thousands coming. But if you build a good relationship, you will adopt them. And in the oil industry, we send them, particularly NEPL. I can assure you, most of those that pass through us, when they go for interview or exam, believe me, you can pick them out. I usually go around when I see that. Once I see a University of Benin writing out exam, I know he's from there. And he has passed, yes. And I'm proud of that as well. This synergy can provide accelerated development for new breakthroughs if we continue to do that. This synergy will make the industry gain from work-ready talent with specialist knowledge and practical training, and the universities benefit by having opportunities to work on relevant technologies and challenging problems. For me, we are not seeing these collaborations enough. I assure you, there is not much there, except maybe on personal, but coming out forcefully that University of Benin, or whichever university going around, is not there. So this cannot be overemphasized. The synergy between the academia and the industry We are yearning for the oil industry is yearning for innovations, particularly in enhanced oil recovery, environmentally friendly foods, so that we will not have problem with the communities. Not even the communities, because the environment is our future. If we don't protect it, we don't work safely, we don't work to protect it, it's not even going to affect us, it's going to affect generations to come. So for this, we need something that's very good to the environment, and this will come from the university through their research. I used to tell my colleagues in the oil industry when we say we are operating brownfield, I say, sorry, my brother and colleague, my input, we are not producing brownfields, we are in wet fields. Our wells are producing high water content. How are we going to treat them? How are we going to treat and dispose them? How can we utilize them beneficially? If you go to other countries, if you go to Norway, no drop of water is disposed, is used, is circulated, treated, and served to the community, and they pay. But Nigeria, with our attitude and so of our behaviors, will capitalize on some of those things, turn into legal issues and other things. But we are not the same around the world. With proper framework, you can achieve that. It's quite a challenge. Imagine a company producing 150,000 barrels of oil, producing 150,000 barrels of liquid, but out of it is only, out of this, only 43,000 barrels is oil. 100,000 barrels. Let me give you, for those that don't know what a barrel is. A barrel is just about 159 liters of water. You need a tanker that just carries about 280 barrels. So imagine producing in a day over 1,000 barrels of water. This is the situation we are facing in the oil industry. We need how we improve it. Now, if you come up with solutions, I know the petroleum engineering department has done a lot. Let me tell you one of the innovations by petroleum. Sorry, I just keep going towards petroleum engineering, a little bit biased, but it's understandable. Be able to solve most of our technology problems. And for this, one other thing I've noticed is that we don't follow through. Let me tell you something. If you go to Focados, the water solution problem, the water solution we have there, somebody just, Professor Ayade now, as you see, he invented something that Shell is doing. Shell is they do so many things. If you go to Focados now, the water treatment facilities, they use something very simple, water hyacinth, to treat water. And today it's there. If you go, it's still there. The chamber, they are using it. These are things that are supposed to come out of the university. And that thing propelled him greatly. Many people didn't know. But have you ever researched to find out? The university has the required resources, and we can do it. Though the principle of academia-industry interface has been adopted by certain private and government agencies in the past, its full potential is far from being utilized in culture for the benefit of all. It's not about winners take all. You give, we give as well. It should be interactive, collaborative, with mutual respect for each other. There should be active collaboration platform. This will strengthen the academic industry interface, different kinds of collaborations, initiatives are needed to be implemented for us to achieve that. This will further widen scopes of improvement to be identified and incorporated. Now, expected, the world is dynamic and we have pointers. Our environment, the surrounding environment is a pointer to what we can achieve through business synergies. And this synergy will result in cooperation, collaboration, facilitation, among other things, to address global economic challenges. For economic viability and development of this nation, we need to do that. Only few universities today in this country will do that. If you go to University of Benin, University of Ibadan, you see the chair, the Boga, the Shrimbeje, the Shell, all those things, they are being done. But how far have you been? One of the key things I've realized is a student will come, or the university will come, they want to do this. But do you see through it? We want to see, because the industry wants to see, oh, this is very good. Can you do that? Once they collect the grants and so on, some will disappear, they will not reappear forever again, unfortunately. But when we go see through it, we see the result, we publicize it, but he would also like to take ownership based on patent and so on. But if you do that, it gives you a lot of recognition, as I say, and it shoots you up higher than you expect. And most of the students, because of such things, you find out that the students will produce. We don't just provide them into the job market. If we do those things, these students will produce, will be competitive around the world. In 2015, Bali and others opined that the success of any partnership depends largely on several key factors that, like develop shared vision that clearly identifies the purpose and goals of the partnership and provides a framework for all involved parties to follow, identify leaders capable of crossing boundaries between business, academia, and foster strong ties between the parties, erode boundaries between entities and facilitating communication, create a shared platform for all for the exchange of ideas. Today we have the society of, we have the SP platform where you have a lot of ideas. If you join, you will see. Let me reveal to you here. University of Benin may not know or may have, believe me, the success of Niger Republic, the oil they are producing can be largely attributed to the contribution of the University of Benin. Let me tell you why. Most of them came here and studied petroleum engineering, and they are working there. We call each other, we talk to each other. They pass through University of Benin because they are so quiet, because they have problem with translating from English to from French to English and back. But I think University of Benin has really tried and is trying and will continue to. It's something most people don't know about that. And for all this, what I would like to tell you is that the university, we need to establish a clear agreement between parties, between intellectual property and the researcher. Because when you do research, it becomes, when we fund it, the industry funds it, they would like to, they take it as intellectual property. In other countries, if you go for your PhD, you do research, believe me, it takes years for them to publish that your result. Even if you have graduated for many years. I know my professors here can attest to that. But it's very useful because they know it, so that nobody will take patent and utilize it before them. It's only when they are sure they are done with it before they now do it. And this, we can maximize the benefit of this partnership by agreeing to share set expectations that are well defined and transparent. We must invest in long-term relationships so that we can share this, be accountable, so that we will not overburden each other. And then this shared vision and foundation of mutual trust and long partnerships can reap great results by building a body of work over time. Now, despite this, there are pitfalls. The pitfalls are the inherent expectations, just as I enumerated. The university there are a lot of differences in the sense that the industry focuses on quick solutions for commercial results. They need quick solutions to their problem because they want to deploy it for commercial results. While the university emphasizes on basic research, whose returns will only materialize in the medium to long term. We want good solutions. University tools for research, which is normal, but we need to have a platform so that we can get quick results and so that publications of these researches will not be delayed. Now, we have Center of Excellence here. They need to move out. I know a lot of them have come, but we need to do more so that we interface and create opportunity for cross-fertilization of ideas. As I say, involvement of alumni as mentors, just as I gave example, a lot of people have passed through us and we can see when they go to write exams, competing for place in other organizations. We can work with various industries to mentor the students. We can also raise funds to support the entrepreneurial skills. We do that. The oil industry has entrepreneurial skills. We build centers. We have graduation ceremonies. We send them around so that we get, mostly coming from the host communities. I think the university needs to take advantage of that. Early this year, let me tell you, one of the greatest contributions by one of the alumni of the University of Benin, that's Dr. Philip Uzua, who donated $1 million. I've never seen $1 million, honestly, in my life. I may be on paper, but I've never, imagine that coming to University of Benin. That's quite good. That's close to $1 billion in today's terms. It's a good gesture and commendable. In the same magnanimity, Platform Petroleum donated a new geologic unit to the University of Nigeria, Suka. This was done by Mr. Austin Abu, who is well known as one of the leading industrialists in the oil sector, and who was the former chief executive officer of Sepa Platform. And he has done quite a lot here too, just as I said earlier. Then the NEPL, that is NNPC, former NPDC, has done a lot and is still doing a lot. If you go, you may not see it, but they are there. A lot of buildings coming up and other things. We must create this platform so that we attract goodwill for funds to our university. We have research and development laboratories. We can set up end goal of commercializing research output and very understanding science, sharing approved process. We can sit down and say, okay, this is how we want, and this is how the sharing formula is going to be. And the objective is to focus on key and strategic areas of research and to provide adequate funding to research that keeps pace with the market needs or the dynamics or the contemporary issues that are prevailing, that are facing us. The development and technology incubation center in the universities with emphasis on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Government should take initiative to open various entrepreneurship cells. I know we should have one around, if I can well remember, the Benin pharmaceutical was along Saplewood. Many people, it used to be an incubation center. I don't know whether it still exists, but we need to revive such so that we can be able to incubate some of these ideas and progress with it. The NEPL, we build skill acquisition centers in our host communities, and we train people well-equipped. Visiting professorship skills should be created for regular visits of resourceful persons from industry, just as I said, to address students' academic and scientific staff, and to involve them in teaching or research during their short stay in the university. Experts from the industry with several years of just experience should be given the status of a professor. I don't know. He can be called a corporate professor. I just want to, so that it's a corporate professor. It's not, it's different from the one we have there, but I think it's give them sense of recognition and their effort. And you see people struggling together and then they give more. Then we have student internship should be made more meaningful with feedback mechanism and long term so that both students and industry benefit. We should facilitate the industry to plan and structure the internship program, keeping pace with the academic curriculum. Our curriculums will need to work on it. I know the University Commission and the professors have done quite a lot, but we need to change it so that we can be able to, it should be contemporary and dynamic as well. Then the COS program should be properly, and we continue to work on them. And if we do that, these great ideas can be achieved. Now, government policies may influence the propensity of firms to collaborate with universities and the scope of such collaborations in many ways. You know, when the policies are good, so these industries will compete to even get that, and by that the university will get it. Anyway. So in recent time, the eminent persons lecturer at the University of Benin, Benin University, the Minister of State for Science, Technology and Innovation, Mr. Mohamed Abdullahi, reiterated the need for synergy between government, industry, and academia to rejig the nation's economy in the face of building resources. He identified deficit in state-of-the-art laboratory facilities which can be facilitated by industry within the confines of the necessary synergy for collaboration. If you go to the universities, some of the laboratories, the equipment there, you know that they are quite obsolete. And when we collaborate, we get modern laboratory equipment to enhance our study. Let me tell you, let me reveal it to you. I just came back from the Kolmani, the flag of the Kolmani, the integrated field development. You all know that the oil industry, the NNPC, through the able leadership of Madam Kolonkieri, have been involved in looking for crude oil in the inland basins, headed by Frontier Exploration and with active involvement of NEPL, that's NPDC. Discoveries were made, over 1 billion barrels of oil, with over 500 billion standard cubic feet of gas. This is just one few wells. You will be wondering, we will have seen this opportunity long time ago. As it is now, our reserve is coming down. We are below 40 billion, but with this, a lot of actions, we are going to get more billions of barrels of oil and gas, and it will help the nation. And for this, Mr. President, yesterday, flagged up the developmental stage of it, which will involve about 120,000 barrels capacity of refinery, 3,000 megawatts of electricity gas generation plant. Also, about 120,000 metric tons of fertilizer plant. These are things, and they will go round up to the Anambra Basin round, while the Niger Delta will continue with it, and it will help the nation. There is nothing like this one is from this side or that side. I came from very far place, and I can tell you, today, I don't know, even if my place, if you don't attach Benin to my name, people have forgotten me. That's the truth. So and I will tell you that my children are Benin as well. So this is, the minister stated that the gross domestic expenditure on the R&D, which is a percentage of gross domestic product, in Nigeria is just about 0.2%. Contributed by the industry and used in funding R&D facilities in Nigeria. This is a far cry to other nations, even in Africa. So we need to do that. The third fund that I established, and then we need to involve other industrial and the agencies at different levels for infrastructural needs. You can write to any of those multinationals. This is what we want, please, we need it, and ensure you pursue. Don't just give the letter and stay there. Be bold, go and tell them. Because we are all out there, we're all product of you. So when you go, support, welcome, sir. May I see? I don't know if I see Professor Mike, where I must. So do that, please. And so, the Nigerian government, in fact, our fathers created the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, which is a quantum of composite value added or created in the Nigerian economy through the utilization of Nigerian human and material resources for the provision of goods, services to the petroleum industry within acceptable quality, health, safety, and environmental standards to stimulate the development of indigenous capabilities. I will tell you, they have a lot of the mandates are there. Some of the mandates are to develop capabilities for research and innovations, review and approve research and development plans. The R&D spend is tied to addressing industry technological needs. Now, these are some of the things. Over the 10-year period, the strategic roadmap defined by the LCDLE is the R&D needs of the industry as follows: oil chemicals, just as I said, oil treatment chemicals. How do we break our emulsions? How do we treat emulsion even below? What do I do with the water? Enhance oil recovery. Our wells, the pressure are coming down. How are we going to produce using other mechanisms? Hydraulic. We have not hydraulic fracturing. It's interesting outside where they don't have oil much as we have in Nigeria. It's a big issue. But here, God has blessed us, and we are using the pressure coming from the wells. And at times, I can tell you, right now we are using enhanced oil recoveries. We have what is called the ESP, that's the pumps that we have. These are some surface pumps we install that continue to pump out the oil. In other countries, you see the nodding, we call it the nodding donkey. It keeps going like this. You see it, and as it's using the principle of the stroke mechanism to bring out the oil. So for this, the high pressure, high temperature cementing, I remember when we went to coal mining training, I'll tell you, you install a bead at a certain point, believe me, you per day, you can't go more than 12 feet. At times, we go as low as just maybe 5 feet. It's so highly consolidated. When the bead comes out, the corn is gone. You will see the bead assembly is brittle because of high temperature and high pressure. We need to research in such areas so that when we go down with a bead, if it's 72 hours performing bead, when it comes out, we can still see, we can reuse it next time. But believe me, the beach we took down there, some cannot even stay for more than a few hours. We have to pull out and replace them. This is a revealing thing. Maybe the university should take advantage of that and come up with a solution. Then, as I said, they produce water management, the real-time logging, data processing. One of the successes we recorded, how we recorded success in the inland basin is use of so many technology facilities, particularly the telluric magnetic resonance. We do so many, even apart from the training, we reduce it so that the uncertainties are reduced. When we go, we are sure we are going to get oil at that place. That is how we are going. What are the days when you drill dry wells? Nobody can afford that. So just as I said, there are a lot of things on this, the NCD, the National Content Board, the Nigerian Content, Local Content. We also have the research is a tool for HR, the Human Resources Development. The Nigerian universities can look at that and continue. Vice chancellors will see the need to support research in their universities and attract funds to help grow research portfolio. We need that. The various places need to channel resources to that. But please, every researcher is for the benefit of the university, the company that is sponsoring that, and for the benefit of Nigeria as a whole. It's key. Let's not lose focus on that. Let's not make it, I want to build a house somewhere when I get down the road. So, we have what is called the triple helix concept of quality education, which is the economic theory must provide strong justification for government support. If you come with a concept, the theory must attract so that the government can support it. Then we have the institutions that generate knowledge increasingly play a role in network of relationships among the key actors university, that is the science, the industry, business, and government, which has to do with governance. Conceptualization of this system is provided by the three-dimensional sector vector space to so-called triple helix of university, industry, government model. And this is how it looks like. Industry, university, government, you can see where they converge. Now, in NPDC Limited, we have deliberate policy to seek areas of support and collaboration with the Nigerian universities, not for you to come so that we work together. We have developed comprehensive plans to interface with universities and R&D. We have the best research laboratory in this country. If you go to Port Harcourt, it's there. Then we also infrastructural development, manpower development, scholarships, conference. We support, many people don't know that we support the university for conferences around the world. Industrial training, field visits to our operational areas. And this, I can tell you, as part of the strategic partnership with the education sector, particularly tertiary institutions, we have funded building infrastructure in many universities and are at different stages of completions in NEPL, that is former NPDC, around the country. If you go, you see them doing a lot. We are doing a lot. If you go to Benin, you go to Ilorin, you go to Lagos, you go so many places, host communities, go to Port Harcourt, go to Warri, PTI, we are doing quite a lot there. And this is what we give to the society in appreciation and continue being together. One of the administrative building and female hostel which are nearing completions here in the University of Benin is MEP and LPDC that we are building. This year multi-million naira projects, and we are happy to be part of this legacy, enduring legacy. The University of Port Harcourt Center for Excellence, Bayero University, Edo State University, construction of modern hostel building, the NNPC Limited and its partner Shell have donated the state-of-the-art information and communication technology center to the University of Petroleum Resources, Delta State, and the University of Maiduguri and University of Petroleum Resources, So we are also committed to manpower development of lecturers, just as I said, we sponsor them now, and efforts are in pipeline for refresher courses. Not even this one, we collaborate. Most of, even investigative agencies, we train them so that we enhance their capability and capacity. We also provide funds for conference attendance in line with our corporate social responsibility. Now, in conclusion, there is no doubt universities play an important role in the economic development of any society, including learning, research, and communication, and community services. In order to position the universities for greater good of the society, modern academia must seek collaborations with the industry to translate research output to benefit the society. The challenge has been limited interaction between the academia and the industry. The handshaking between industrial research and academic research will bring about viable and sustainable economic environment for our society. Collaborative research is the key word to fill the gaps subsisting in the present academia industry structure. Now, there is tremendous need to engender other avenues that need to be intensified, simulated, and above all integrated for close academia and industry interaction through all stages of technology development, starting from conceptualization to commercialization. The government has the capacity to put in place an integrated policy of academia industry collaboration and comprising several strategies, enabling such an initiative to thrive in the industry, in the country's quest for technology leadership. Financial resources are critical to growth and sustainability of industry management. Now, several areas of improvement funding streams have identified, just as I said, the government funds, alumni, philanthropies, and others. This paper has highlighted additional opportunity to attract funds beyond government subvention. And we must, in recommendation, develop innovative means to aggregate funding from government. I remember Mr. President said, the job opportunities are not there as you think from the government, but the environment will be created. So the environment that is created, you can be able, through research and other development, most of our youth will be employed. The universities must indeed look beyond subvention from the government. We must aggressively pursue grants from the corporate organization, establishment of professional chairs, professorial chairs, fully funded by corporate bodies or individuals, develop sustainable partnerships with alumni bodies to attract needed funds to the universities, and we must intensify efforts at attracting donations from in form of endowment, Many universities in developed countries survive on such donations. We are blessed with eminent people in high places that can either donate personally or use their connections to attract funds to our dear universities. We must also create functional register for the alumni of the university and reach out to them. Where is this person? Keep tabs on them where they are. Particularly those with financial resources or goodwill that can attract funds to our university. A test officer can be assigned to keep track of such and constantly update the management of the university to publicize university information. Now, industry impactful research must be encouraged. We can first form research clusters and take research for big organizations like oil firms and other industry. 2 or 3 can collaborate and go for a research to be done by the university and be sponsored by them. The institute should canvass for research collaboration with big industries to solve challenges, identify research gaps, and propose solutions that are sometimes ahead of what the industry perceives to be important. To strengthen academia research, academia industry interface, different types of collaboration and interactions, initiatives are needed to be implemented, monitored on a regular basis with the feedback mechanism and to further improve on the scopes that are to be identified and incorporated into the system as well as to build a fruitful success and successful industry academia relations. And the government has established some intervention funds to support the financial plans of the universities. We must continue to engage to take full advantage of such. And for this, I will tell you, I'm most grateful for the university for this opportunity given to me, and for my leaders, my principals, and all those who have mentored me. What we are seeing here, as I say, I will continue to. If you add the number of years of your experience that I've gained a lot, it's hundreds, if not thousands of years that is in me. And for this, I will forever be grateful to you, to God, and for the country as a whole. Thank you very much.
On the program is Engineer Dr. Usman Mabib. Without confining with the gentleman, Professor Engineer. The delivery was erudite and professorial. And we are very proud. Very proud of you. We claim all the achievements you made on behalf of the government, and we continue to progress. The next time we are here, you will be group managing director of This is an award of excellence presented to Engineer Dr. Ismail Hussein Mohammed, our Founders Day lecturer, on the occasion of the 52nd Founders Day ceremony in the University of Benin City, Nigeria, held on the 23rd of November 2022 by the University of Benin City, Nigeria. Congratulations.
Please put your hands together. Thank you very much, sir. I crave the indulgence of the chairman of council to recognize a few personalities who were here at the first service.
I told you he's going to be given a certificate as a professor. What is missing here, but we can always follow it later. This is from the University of Benin. This is a certificate of excellence presented to Ismail Hussein Mohammed, Executive Director, Central Technical Services, NNPC Exploration and Production Limited, for delivering the 52nd Founders Day lecture titled Bridging the Funding Gap of Nigerian Universities, Industry, Academia, Synergy to the West, given this 23rd day of November 2022. This is signed by the Vice Chancellor and the Registrar. Congratulations.
We especially invite Mrs. Ismail Mohammed. Please come up stage to take photos with our distinguished alumnus, the wife of the Founders Day lecturer. And so, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, join me to welcome the former Provost College of Medical Sciences, Professor Vincent Yahweh, the Director of Linkages, Professor Inato is also here, the Chairman, Uniben Alumni, Dr. Eson Benson, you're most welcome. We welcome also the Director, Alumni Relations, Dr. Obeki Stephen Obeki. Welcome, sir. We welcome the Director, Maritime Studies, Mr. Uduwa Onaibu. Welcome. We also welcome the Director, Univen Center of Excellence in Geosciences and Engineering, Professor Difference Ogubure. Welcome, sir. We welcome the representatives of the MD of Palm Royal and other ventures, Barrister Jude Usagi. He is here represented by Robert Huggins, an engineer of Mokara. Welcome. Please put your hands together for the Chairman of the Council, Pro-Chancellor, University of Benin. We truly appreciate you, sir, for your care, for your patience, and all governing council members, all principal officers, all distinguished staff and students of the great University of Benin. Greatest Uniben! Thank you, sir. So, at this point, we want to invite again the University Orator. Orator, something else. Inviting you for the vote of thanks. He's also the chairman of ceremonials. Please put your hands together for Professor Mohammed.
Thank you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Please do pardon me, we're going to be very fast with the vote of thanks. The day is fast spent. And so I want to quickly start by expressing our appreciation very warmly to our guest lecturer today, Engineer Dr. Ismail Mohammed. Thank you so much that your presence here basically underscores your love for this institution. We took this assignment to give this lecture on a very short notice, despite your tight schedule. I remember that the first time I gave you a call, you were outside the country, and came back, and we tried as much as possible to get you to be here today. Flew in all the way from Abuja to be here with us today to deliver the lecture. Thank you so much, but I must tell you that we'll definitely call again some other time, but hopefully you have liked us. But I can assure you that it will not be a short notice this time around. We'll give you enough notice when we call on you this next time. Thank you so much. To our Pro-Chancellor, Chairman of Council, thank you so much for coming. Your council meeting coincided with the lecture, Founders Day ceremony. I am happy to truncate the meeting to be here with us today. Thank you so much, sir. Your presence and that of other members of council here present have really added color to this ceremony, and it is highly appreciated. Thank you so much. I will put our hands together for the Chairman of Council and members of the Governing Council for our great university. A special appreciation to Madam Vice Chancellor. She is unavoidably absent, but represented by the very delectable and beautiful acting VC this morning. As Professor Catherine Obama, but please do pass our message to her that we appreciate all that she does, especially her passion and commitment to Project Uniben, which is quite inspiring. Yesterday, we were having a conversation with somebody, a friend of mine, and he said he wonders that the VC's passion for this university is so strong that it's in her heart. And I said, no, I think it's engraved in her heart. And the way she carries on is like she sleeps, eats, and drinks at the University of Benin. But more importantly, please, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to partner with you in developing this university and also to add value to the system. Thank you so much, Madam Vice Chancellor. We also thank other members of the management team, including Deputy Vice Chancellors, the Registrar, the Bossa, the Liberian. Thank you all so much for your support. But permit me to very quickly single out Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic Professor Ray Ozola. Thank you for driving this process. I'll tell you, he basically drove this process like a general in the battlefield leading from the front line. You are involved in every facet of the planning of this ceremony. Thank you so much, Professor Ray. Your tenacity that you deployed is highly appreciated. Even after your meeting yesterday, you called late in the night. Thank you. But one thing I can show you right now, I know that after today you won't call me for a while. But I'm very sure that your phone on its own will call me. Because it's been calling and calling to get this whole process done. Thank you so much, Professor Zola. Appreciate all that you have done. Thank you so much. Deans, directors, members of Senate that are here, thank you all so much for your presence and for your support. The Alumni Family Foundation here who are here, past President Chala Amaro, all the way from Lagos, just came purposely for this function. Thank you. I understand today is the 3rd anniversary of your honorary degree. Yeah, today. Okay, LLD. Today is also the anniversary of your father's death. Or birthday. Thank you so much. Your presence also has added a lot of color to this ceremony. Other alumni family here present, please let's try as much as possible to invite the culture. Now, Founders Day is almost an alumni activity. All the members of the alumni, whether within or outside, wherever you are, you need to come back to school once in a year to celebrate the Founders Day ceremony. ASAM, Director of Alumni Relations, Dr. Becky, Chairman Uniben, and the entire members of the UBA family, thank you so much. We thank Professor Latwin, Dr. Dua, my brother, and his team. These are the people who facilitated our contact with the gentleman, with our guest lecturer today. Thank you so much. Staff and students, thank you so much, all of you, for coming. We appreciate everybody. Thank you so very much. And then let me also, just before I thank members of my team, I have to especially thank this man. It's a good thing that I just getting to know that he's here. I'm sure if I knew he was here much earlier, I probably would have been a little bit intimidated. I'm talking of the former Dean of Faculty of Arts and the former Orator of the University of Benin, now Director of Advancement Office of the University. I'm talking of my mentor, the man that taught me this job. Now you know why I would have been intimidated. Professor Eddie Erabe is here. How are you now? Okay. It's a good thing that I didn't know you were here. If I knew you were here, although you go where they speak since, but if you don't enter. Thank you so much, Professor Eddie Erabe. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Members of my team, they've been wonderful. And our Vice Chancellor, what we've seen today is just about 3 weeks that we've had to work. We also plan for this, and they've been working, tirelessly to ensure that we put up a very beautiful program. And I'm talking about members of the ceremonial committee. I don't call anybody right now, but let me thank members of the ICT, the World Security Documentation Team. They have worked very assiduously to ensure that we have a very beautiful ceremony. But permit me to single out this wonderful lady. She's been behind the microphone all day, and I'm talking of Madam Piaro. Please, let's put our hands together for Dr. Mrs. Benedita. I've said it at other occasions, and I've said it here again publicly. We've been here for many years. Professor Rago will attest to that. The professionalism that you bring to bear the office of the PR of the University of Benin is something that you commended. Thank you so much, madam. Thank you so much. New ideas, innovations. In fact, completely discarding that Martin as so we did one before is definitely not traditionary at all. It's a pleasure working with you, madam. Thank you so much. And so, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the organized theatre art students of the University of Benin. Let me tell you, that performance you saw here, I only called them just yesterday. The theatre art students, the theatre art students of the University of Benin. And the younger students, the biggest hopefully see all of you same time next year, 23rd of November 2023. Thank you everyone. Thank you. Can we all rise, please? chairman of council, members of council,